Hello everyone, in this week's video we're going to be taking a look through my sketchbook. So let's get started. So I just recently finished this sketchbook. This sketchbook is a little bit different from my previous sketchbooks. Usually I use Canson sketchbooks. I actually just got this one. This is going to be my next sketchbook. And this sketchbook is an illo Sketchbook, and this is the first illo sketchbook I've ever gotten. And so it was kind of different drawing in this sketchbook. And it comes completely blank, but I decided to decorate it with stickers. A lot of these stickers are from like a scrawler box or just from different stickers I've bought in. So I guess let's open it up and start looking through. So the illo sketchbooks kind of have like a little title page area, and I also stuck stickers inside. I didn't draw this one, but I drew all of these ones. My sister made this one for me. It's a little sticker of Brayson and it's so cute. And then over here it has this area for like, you found me, send me back to, and I know I'll never lose this, so I just kind of put random things. So I put, send me back to Hyrule, and my owner will reward you with a potato. So now we'll see the first page. I didn't do anything super fancy for the first page, just welcome to my sketchbook. And I started it on January 30th and finished it on July 16th. So it took me about
February, March, April, May, June.
So it took me about 5.5 months to finish this sketchbook. And for the first pages, I decided to draw a link because I didn't know what to draw. And like I mentioned, this sketchbook is really different from my previous sketchbooks. The paper is super smooth, and so it was kind of different drawing on it. And it's also not spiral bound, it's saddle stitched, I think. So yeah, I drew some links. I wasn't really happy with any of these. I kind of liked this little one though. And then on this page, I wanted to try doing an illustration where it starts on one page and then it goes to the other page, because I always think it's really cool when artists do that. And so I drew my character Tala, and I drew her long hair kind of blowing in the wind. On this page, I was wanting to see how Copic markers worked in this sketchbook, and they do work pretty well. They are kind of streaky. I feel like they work better on the marker paper that I like to use. But they do work pretty nicely in this. So I just did some random swatches of different art supplies and such. These pages, I was trying to plan out something for a Patreon illustration. Oh, I always really like this page. I always really like the pop of red and just like the simple color scheme. I don't know, there's just something I always really like about it. For the bits of red in the picture, I used a red Copic marker. And on this page, there was just some sketches of my OC Takume. And this is the princess he has to protect. I just call her Hime. I haven't actually named her yet. This was for a YouTube video on how I use references. I still quite like this one. I don't know, I really like the little touches of green. I feel like I was just playing around with some new markers I'd gotten in one of my art subscription boxes. Okay, this page was when the Link's Awakening remake was announced, and the little Link in the trailer is so cute. So I wanted to draw some little links. Over here were some little concepts. For these ones, I actually really like this one. He's like, I'm lost, and he doesn't know where he's going. But I decided to go with this one because I thought this one was quite cute, and I drew it kind of bigger and more finished over here. So on this page I was trying something a little bit different. I felt like I was kind of being like stiff with my art and such. And I saw this thing online that if you put down random color swatches and then draw, that can be kind of helpful because you already ruined the page. And so you can't do anything else to really ruin it. And it was actually kind of a fun exercise to do. And I also did it over here. I kind of like this one with the pink and the yellow. Over here, I was just trying to plan out some different emotions for a YouTube video. I probably could have done that on a scrap piece of paper instead of in here. Oh, I always really like these pages. I wanted to practice drawing hair a little bit, so I just found a whole bunch of different pictures of hair on the internet and just tried to draw a whole bunch of different hairstyles. I always really like this one, and this one. I think those ones are my favorite. I also really like the pastel colors. Aw, this was when the starters were announced for Sword and Shield, and I really like Savel. I think he's gonna be my starter, but I haven't fully decided yet. But I really wanted to draw Sable because he's so cute, and so I drew a whole bunch of little Sables over here, and then I drew kind of like a human version of Sable over here. So that was a lot of fun. I was digging through my art bin. I have this bin where I put all kind of like my essential art supplies, but it always ends up getting filled up with a whole bunch of random stuff because I kind of just shove art supplies in there as I'm working on stuff. And I found this Chocola marker that was this color, and it made me think of octolings. So I drew an octoling. Oh, this was when TXT released their MV Crown. And I really liked it, and I really liked how they stylized the horns in it. And it's a really good song, and I really like it. So I wanted to draw something for it. And here was just some random pen doodles. This page was actually kind of fun because I kind of just drew the first thing that came to mind. For some reason, I always really like this clock right here. I'm not totally sure why. There's just something about it that I like. Oh well, this one got dark. Okay, so this was when my anxiety was acting up a lot, so I guess it was kind of like a vent drawing. I actually still kind of like the look of this one though. I kind of like how the hand looks. It looks like it's really grabbing her face, and that's always something I struggle with. So yeah. This page, I had to film something for Amino, and it was an eye tutorial, but then I was like, oh, I just wasted a whole page. I should have done it on a scrap piece of paper, and so I just drew random doodles around it. I was hungry at the time, I guess. This was another one of those pages where I added random splotches of color, but the color splotches I added were really dark, so you can't even really see the drawing. And these were some random pen doodles I did. Oh, I always quite like these ones. Just like the feeling about them. I don't know, there's just always something I kind of like about these. So I was just drawing with a ballpoint pen, and then I added some subtle blue coloring with a color pencil. Ooh, these were when the figure skating championships were happening. I remember being really happy with this one. This one was really complicated to draw. For this page, I wanted to test out watercolor in this book because I hadn't tried watercolor in it yet. And the way the watercolor acted on this paper was really interesting because like it was able just to move around a whole bunch because there wasn't much to soak up the water. And it gave it this really interesting texture, so it was kind of a fun experiment. This was just kind of a random doodle. Oh, on this page, I was trying to figure out the design for one of my old original characters, Carson. He goes with my OC Pariah. I don't talk about her much, but yeah, I was kind of figuring out his design a little bit. And then over here, I was trying to figure out how I wanted a picture to be for YouTube. And I was also testing out some Popska pens that I got. These pages were for the video where I tried to get better at drawing lakes. That video was a lot of fun to film. I was playing around with the Popska markers or pens a little bit more. They are a lot of fun to use, and they give really vibrant colors. I felt like drawing some cats. And then over here, I just drew Twilight Princess Link because I didn't know what else to draw, but I felt like I wanted to draw something right there. Oh, this is the character, oh, what's his name? I'm terrible with names. This is Richie from the webcomic Matchmaker Hero. I think that's what it's called. It's a webtoon, and I really like it, and I wanted to draw Richie. On this page, I was trying to come up with some ideas for a Patreon illustration. I wanted to do something kind of simple and pretty that included flowers. And over here, I was listening to some Shadow the Hedgehog music from the Shadow the Hedgehog game, and then this just kind of happened. I really like the pops of red. Oh, I always really like how these pages look for some reason. These might be my favorite pages, and I'm not sure why. I just really like the yellow and the teal together, and how it's just kind of simple, and how the pages flow. I don't know. I also had a lot of fun doing these. I was looking at different pictures on Pinterest and just trying to draw the outfits in the pictures. But yeah, I always really like these pages. This was just kind of another practice page. I wanted to practice clothing wrinkles a little bit. And I drew a hand and added a random flower. This page was kind of a scribble challenge. I just drew a random scribble and then just tried to create a picture out of it, and I ended up with a girl in a hat. Oh, here I had gotten some watercolor inks or something, and I was playing around with them and testing them out. They're really a lot of fun because when you tap them into water, they like spread out and they make all these cool different effects, but they're a lot of fun to use. I was trying to practice for a video I was doing when I redraw a drawing my sister made, and so I was practicing the pose, and I feel like I like this sketch almost more than the sketch I did in the video. I wasn't super happy with the art in that video, but yeah. For these pages, I was just kind of doing some color pencil sketches, just kind of a random sketch over here. And then over here, I quite like this one because I added a little bit of a background and it's all sunset colors. This was a ballpoint pen doodle. This was just supposed to be a random boy, but it ended up looking like my OC Alfred. So my patrons and I have been doing this challenge thing where like every 2 weeks we all try to draw like a certain picture or a certain thing. And so the challenge for those weeks were dragons. And so I was trying to draw dragons. I never draw dragons, so this was really difficult and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it. But then I decided to go with a cute tiny dragon. And there's an Instagram artist that was really inspiring for this. I don't remember her name, but I'll put it up on the screen. I based this dragon a lot on her work. This sketch right here, my sister was asking how I drew faces in profile, so I was trying to show her how I do it. And then this was just a pen doodle I did randomly. And then we have some more pen doodles. I feel like I was feeling lazy and I just wanted to do pen doodles. Oh, this was for another challenge thing me and my patrons were doing. The challenge was to draw one of our OCs, and I decided to draw Philip. He's from my comic, My Next Door Neighbors. He only appears like once or twice, but I always really like him. And whenever I draw him, he's always in chibi form, and I never really get to draw him in a more normal, non-chibi form. And so I got to draw him here, not as a chibi, and I give a little bit of information about him. We have some more colored pencil sketches. I was using references I found on Pinterest or on Instagram. I can't really remember. Then we have some more kind of practice sketches. I wanted to draw some hands, and I just kind of drew a random pose. This one over here I really like for some reason. I saw a sweater like this when I was scrolling through Instagram, and I kind of liked it, so I decided to have a character wear it. I used a ballpoint pen and a Copic marker that's a similar color, and I don't know, there's something about the combination of the Copic marker with the ballpoint pen that I really like. So I actually do it a couple times. Over here, I was trying to plan out another Patreon illustration. And then over here, I had seen another sweater that I liked when I was scrolling through Instagram. I always get really random clothing ads, and I'm not sure why, but I always kind of like them because it gives me ideas for clothing. Then I just did some random doodles on this page because the Copic marker was bleeding through the paper, and so I didn't want to draw anything super fancy over here. And then for this one, I'd wanted to draw a girl with really big poofy hair, so that's why she's kind of lower down on the page. But then I didn't make her hair nearly as big and poofy as I was planning to, but I still feel like she turned out kind of cute. On these pages, I was playing around with some chalk pastels I'd gotten in one of my art subscription boxes. Ooh, okay, so over here, it had been like 2 weeks since I had drawn in my sketchbook because pretty much my whole family had gotten sick, and so it was kind of crazy around the house. We were trying to take care of everyone. Thankfully I didn't get sick. I was able to avoid it, so I just kind of did a drawing over here. And then this is a drawing of my newer OC Raylan. I absolutely love Raylan and I love drawing her. She's just so much fun to draw, so thank you to all my Instagram followers who helped create her. Ooh, I always think this spread is kind of funny because we have kind of these like happier drawings over here, and then it's just like this really dark sketch over here. So over here I just wanted to draw some clothing and play around with clothing wrinkles, and over here I was just in a mood, I guess. I always kind of like the look of this one though. I feel like it turned out kind of cool. Ooh, for this one, I had gotten some new markers. I actually made a video on it. They're the markers that I used in my Spider Sona video. And I wanted to play around with them a little bit, so I drew a drawing and then colored the suit with really funky colors. I really like how vibrant the markers are, and I really like that they're dye-based because then they don't leak through the paper. The liner actually leaked through the paper a little bit, but the markers didn't. And these pages were from my video where I tried to get better at drawing feet. That was also a really fun video to make, and I do feel like it kind of helped my feet drawing abilities. Oh, so for this page, my sister was doing this thing that Drawing with Waffles did with Dina Norland. I think that's her name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. So my sister made a drawing in her sketchbook, and then I had to try to draw it, but I couldn't see it. She had to just tell me what it looked like, and this is actually really close to what her drawing looked like. We were kind of both blown away by how close this one was to her drawing. On this page, I was playing around with those markers again. Like I mentioned, I really like those markers in this sketchbook just because the colors are so bright. Well, we're getting really close to the end now. So I did this kind of on 2 different days. On this day over here, I just wanted to draw something really simple and cute, and I ended up with a little ballerina chibi. And then on this day, I was just kind of relaxing with my sketchbook and just listening to YouTube videos. I wanted to draw birdies and flowers. And then I ended up drawing a girl over here. Okay, so this next page is the last page. So here we go. I drew a picture of Doris. It's kind of become a tradition for me to draw Doris at the end of my sketchbooks. And so I drew Doris. I always really like drawing Doris, even though I draw her almost every day. For this picture, I used colored pencils and just kind of lightly colored the picture. So that is the end of this sketchbook. I really hope you enjoyed looking through it with me. I had a lot of fun looking through it with all of you, and I'm really excited to start my new sketchbook. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye!